Hello and welcome to Official Xbox 360 Magazine's OXM report, and this week, to celebrate our excitement about the forthcoming cowboy shooter Red Dead Redemption, we thought we'd rustle up a rundown of our favourite Western-themed video games. And where better to start than the beginning? The Oregon Trail was originally designed in 1971, nearly 40 years ago, as an educational history game about the first pioneers travelling across America. A whole generation of people in the US adore the Oregon Trail because it was a game they were allowed to play at school rather than having to do proper work. A bit like Granny's Garden on the BBC Micro. Of course, the journey was long and dangerous, and you had to hunt for food and trade with other travellers if you wanted to stand a chance. In the end, you were more likely to keel over from dysentery or diarrhoea than actually make it to Oregon. Still, it's the only game where you can die by relentlessly emptying your guts. Anyone who wandered into an arcade in the early 90s will remember a huge video screen dominating the room with grizzled-looking cowboys talking out of it.
It's an ill wind that blows no good. Mad Dog McCree and his band of cutthroats riding into town.
Mad Dog McCree was the first game from the brilliantly named American Laser Games. Essentially, it was a low-budget Western film with a light gun attached to it, and your task was to run Mad Dog McCree and his gang of ruthless bandits out of the town.
You spray a little lead in harm's way. That'd be tricky, but we'd be forever beholden to you. We're simple folk.
Of course, in reality, what you're doing is barely interacting with a series of video clips, a trend in gaming that fortunately had died out by the 21st century. Still, how many other games give you your own hammered funeral director to tell you how many lives you have left?
Some people are born lucky. You better get lucky, or you're going to be dead. You've only got one life left.
Right. So, anyway, on to my personal favourite of the group, Sunset Riders. This classic side-scrolling Konami shooter is a sort of mix between Contra and the 4-player Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Choosing from Steve, Beavis from Beavis and Butthead's dad, Bob or Comano, you had to head out into the Wild West and gun down a seemingly endless supply of bandits. Each level saw you tracking down a wanted villain and bringing them to justice, and the game had everything you could ask for from a cowboy game: train robberies, horse riding, dynamite, and a shaky relationship with the Native Americans. So, that's the history, but what have gunslinging gamers got to look forward to? Well, Rockstar's preparing to release Red Dead Redemption, which looks like an incredible mix of Grand Theft Auto and the good, the bad and the ugly.
In the early years of the 20th century.
Out in late April, the game gives you an enormous chunk of the Old West and a generous slice of Mexico as well, and leaves you to enjoy yourself. If any developer knows its cinematic references, it's Rockstar, so if you've ever seen it in a spaghetti western, you'll probably get to live it in Red Dead.
The game attempts to foster a unique sense of organic gameplay and exploration, along with a powerful narrative and a huge cast of characters.
I'm here to capture or kill Bill Williamson.
Dutch always said you were an arrogant son of a bitch! Men, it is time to start tearing this place apart and find out where he's cowering!
If I don't capture my former brother in arms, great harm will befall my family.
I thought you were supposed to protect us, Marshal.
Not up, men!
I know a cure for all ailments, Mr. Marston.
For all the latest details on Red Dead Redemption, grab a copy of the latest OXM, which is on shop shelves this week.